Entrepreneurs. I started my business because I've always known that I do well with business. Started working with nonprofit. That's where my niche. That's where I found my business shoes. That's why I mean, if you are a church, you are a nonprofit, you need to call me. And we'll do a whole nother video in a minute about nonprofits, about church, and all of that. Give me a minute. However, I started working for this CPA firm. And after people would come in, we had lawn care service, we had restaurants. I mean, he had a lot of different clients. And he came from the corporate world. That's number one. So when I say business coach, I say it because I was able to look at this man and watch him. He walked out from the corporate world. He was a CPA. And he bought a firm that already had clients. And not only did he buy one location, he bought 3 locations. So he bought 3 locations and he knew nothing about business. He was just a CPA. Now that sounds so bad, but a CPA is a certified public accountant. They are usually the people you see that come out to a place they audit. They wear the navy blue suits. They're tightened up, They're not like Ben Affleck and the accountant or like myself. And they deal with tax planning, tax preparing, all of that. And that's really what their niche is in. Most of them actually deal with that. And I'm not talking bad about them. I'm giving you facts about what they do. And they're certified. And then usually because they're certified, they are bonded. And they have insurance and all of that. So if you got into trouble or something, you have some recourse. You have something to say, I listened to my accountant or I gave it to my accountant and now they need to, come back. So when you hear that the accountants took all the money and stuff like that with stars, generally those people are able to go back and get their money and stuff like that through insurance and professional liability insurance and stuff. Sometimes. Now, it depends on how much they took because insurance will only cover so much. But nevertheless, that's what a CPA does. As the work would come in, myself and another young lady, we were the bookkeepers. So we did all of the grunt work. We took the bank statements. We took the receipts and we created the financial reports. A lot of times we would have to have talks and let people know, number one, a receipt is not a verifiable document. And if you want your financial statements to mean anything, you have to use verifiable documents to support them, okay? That's number one. But one by one, the people would come, they would pick up the stuff. I almost called his name. The CPA would have everything all in these really nice binders, great expensive paper and everything. And they would come by and go, I don't know what this means. Does this mean I have money? Because I feel like I'm draining money. I feel like I'm not getting a lot of money. And most of those people were doing it, getting it done, getting all this financial stuff at the end of the year or right at tax season. So that means they had gone a whole year without any information about their business, gone a whole year without having their bank accounts reconciled, a whole year with all of this, and they had no idea what they were doing. The lawn care guy, he really had the biggest thing because he would, he's paying a lot of people and he's doing a lot of yards, takes a lot of equipment, but he really couldn't tell if he needed all the people, how many yards did he need to break even, what was the next step. And I remember him coming and sitting down with me. I said, okay, this is what this says and this is for the whole year. And I said, wait a minute, how come you're not getting this done month to month? And we had a talk, and by the time he left out of there, basically I was explaining the financial documents that he had just paid $1,500, and this was back in 2007. Okay, 2006, 2007. 2006, 2007. And he had paid $1,500 for financial statements that he did not even know how to use. And I told him, I said, you need to do this more often. You need to talk to him Tell them to break this down, make it affordable, because you need to look at this on a week by week, because you're doing yards every week and this doesn't work for your business, and this needs to be tailored here, and you need to know this. So you need financial reports, but you also need managerial reports to help you run your company. That's why, you go to college, you take financial accounting, you take managerial accounting. Managerial accounting deals with all of the reports responsible for running your business, like most of us need when you're an entrepreneur. You need the financial reports, because if an investor or anybody looks at it, or if a bank looks at it, they're going to want the financial accounting reports. They're going to want to see the balance statement. And there's so many things that all of those documents tell them. And we can talk about that later, but the main thing you want to understand is how your company runs. And after he got up, he said, you really need to do this for yourself. He said, I don't think you need to be a CPA. People need a good bookkeeper. And like most people, here I am. There was so many different, I'm not even going to begin to talk about the way I thought about it, because number one, I'm just going to be real. My skin color, he knew me, but he saw me in that office. But what if I had gone to him and I was marketing myself and saying, hey, I'm a bookkeeper? Would he have turned over his information to me? Let's think about it. Who is this little black girl? Why is she talking about bookkeeping? And she's not a CPA. But because he had to use my services, he understood my value. You get it? So when you look at it from that standpoint, there are so many, I tell people all the time, most people court me long before they ever use my services. They watch, they want to see consistency. And then as I start doing the videos, they listen, they want to make sure I know. And then after something happens with their person, they will pick up and call me. My business takes a long time for me to gain customers. It's not like, some people even take longer than it would for somebody to do their hair. And most of us are really picky about our hair. Most women anyway. But it's not like the nail shop where there's one on every corner and everybody's doing the same thing. It's different because you don't want everybody in your finances. Not that we would have enough information to mess it up, but still, you don't want to take that chance. So that's how I started my company. And it took me, like I said, a while, because there were so many battles and so many hurdles to overcome, and just knowing how to market it. Because when you are, I don't know if it's left brain or right brain, but when you're somebody like me that deals with numbers, that deal with business, marketing is not always the easiest thing. Look at it. My videos right now, I get people to look at them. They like them. I know they're getting things from them, but nobody wants to always talk about money. That can be depressing. Nobody wants to hear about it. And some of you don't even want to listen to a 10-minute video. So I get people all the time to say, break them up, make it shorter. And I'm like, no, I'm giving you real information. I'm not doing clickbait. If I wanted to just get on here and do clickbait, trust me, I could throw out sound bites and everybody would be happy. I could go viral and you would get nothing. But I'm really trying to help your business grow. I really mean it when I say the queen bee of doing business better, because I have been doing it for 25 years, helping businesses to do better. Sometimes it was as an employee, but here lately for the last 20 years, it's been in my business and most of the time, if I'm working in a company, it's been contract, but it's still through my business. So I became a bookkeeper intentionally. I do what I do intentionally because you couldn't afford to hire a CPA, and a CPA would not spend that much time. They like to do tax prep. They like to do tax planning, and they will talk to you about the tax wise of things and how you can do, and they love talking about numbers, but they're not finna look at your stuff like that. That's why they get paid $200 plus an hour. It was $175 back then, or $125, and like I said, that was 2007. Bottom line, I started my business because I believe in what I do. I believe in helping entrepreneurs to get to the next level. Now the rest is up to you. I'm waiting on you to give me a call. You can keep playing if you want to, or you can go to the next level. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee. Watch, like, subscribe, and share.